Jefferson, the author of the Declaration of Independence, was the third president of the United States. When he came to office in 1801, he began to limit the power of the federal government. He lowered government spending, fired tax collectors and many other government employees, and reduced the size of the military. But Jefferson took another step that expanded the size of the nation. In the early 1800s, Spain gave a huge part of its land west of the Mississippi River to France. Many American farmers shipped their crops down the Mississippi to the port of New Orleans. Jefferson feared that France would take away Americans' access to this port. In 1803, he sent diplomats to France to buy New Orleans. Fortunately, the French leader Napoleon was eager to sell all his American lands to help finance his war with Britain. When Napoleon offered to sell the entire Louisiana territory for only $15 million, Jefferson agreed. This purchase doubled the size of the United States. In the spring of 1804, Jefferson sent Army officer Meriwether Lewis to lead an expedition to explore the newly acquired land. Lewis picked another officer, William Clark, as co-leader. Lewis and Clark's 3-year expedition to the Pacific Ocean covered more than 8,000 miles and provided valuable information. Trade was important to America in the early 1800s. Many Americans sold crops and raw materials to foreign countries. But with France and Britain fighting a war against each other, America was caught in the middle. While America tried to remain neutral, both Britain and France began capturing American ships to block trade with their enemy. Making matters worse, Britain, in need of sailors, began capturing American sailors and forcing them to serve in the British Navy. Jefferson responded with an embargo. The United States refused to trade with any foreign country. But the embargo hurt American farmers and merchants more than it hurt either Britain or France, so it was finally lifted. Meanwhile, American settlers continued moving westward, but this caused problems for the Native Americans living on those lands. In 1805, Native American groups in the Old Northwest joined together to stop the settlers and prevent the destruction of their homelands and way of life. Britain also wanted to stop America's westward expansion, so it supplied the Native Americans with guns. Tensions between the United States and Britain were high when James Madison became president in 1809. Americans were angry over Britain's support of Native American fighters in the West and the continued impressment of American sailors. Congress declared war on Britain in 1812. When the War of 1812 began, Britain was still fighting the French, but the military cutbacks Thomas Jefferson had made limited America's ability to wage war. By 1814, Britain had defeated Napoleon and turned its full attention to the United States. In August, British troops marched into Washington, D.C. and set fire to many government buildings. Both sides eventually decided it was time to end the costly war. They began peace talks and signed a treaty in December of 1814. Some people called the War of 1812 the Second War of Independence. They felt that by standing up to Britain, the United States had finally secured its independence from Britain, and Americans' confidence in their country soared. Time is still